So, I got married. I got married last year and I moved to America, to Los Angeles. Woo, 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 woo. After living in Tokyo for the last 12 years of my life, for the first time in a very long time, I have no friends. I actually used to live in Los Angeles many years ago, early 2010s. But people that I knew that time over here, they're all gone. They all moved out of LA, mostly. So I'm starting from scratch. And even though this move is obviously wonderful, I've got a husband now and I'm very happy. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. It's no joke when they tell you it's hard to make friendships as an adult. It really is. It's not as easy. I can't just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, I like your skirt. Wanna be friends? Like, nobody cares. The walking up part is not even that hard. It's just that most adults already have established relationships and friendships, and they don't have the energy, time, or even will to just be looking for new friends or to just open up their hearts for more people. And I totally get it, because when I was in Tokyo, I also wasn't in particular looking for new friends. I already had good friends, right? Like, if I did make a new friend, it was just natural. Like, oh, I met someone new and then we became good friends. But I wasn't like actively looking for. So I don't blame anyone in Los Angeles for not wanting to be my friend. But it's just that, yeah, everybody has their lives now in their 30s, and here I am being like, hello, anyone want to be my friend? Would be nice. I'm not gonna cry about it, but sometimes it does feel lonely. I think I just really, first of all, miss my friends back home. I don't know the next time I'm gonna see them. So that's probably not helping. My family is also not here. But also I know I'm not the only one. There's so many people in their adulthood that move to new cities, new countries, new continents. Sometimes you're in the same place, but you just need to change a friend circle, right? And you need to start from scratch. So whatever the reason is that you are looking for friends right now, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Me too. Really, me too. It's been a very long time since I had to make new friends. But over a decade ago, when I first moved to Tokyo, I was in the same position. I've been there, I've done that. It sucks, but I know how to do it. And I know how to go about it right now. So I'm dedicating this season, spring, to finding new friendships, or to just even give an opportunity to finding new friends, because sometimes it's not even about, the goal isn't about finding friends. Sometimes the goal is just open the door to the opportunities of finding new friends. There's nothing more unreasonable than sitting at home and sulking about having no friends without ever moving a finger and trying to see anyone. That is just ridiculous. So I want to show you 4 ways of how I go about making new friends as an adult. Let's start off probably the easiest and the most simple way of being less lonely and making new friends is starting off from your own neighborhood, saying hello to your neighbors. Whether it's a new place you just moved into or even an old one where you just didn't know who lives on your left, who lives on your right. It's about every day and every night you come home or you leave home, you meet those faces and you don't know their names and you don't talk to each other. And that creates a certain feeling of alienation, in a sense. It's kind of the same feeling you get just being in big cities. Like when I lived in Tokyo, standing in the middle of Shibuya crossing, you're surrounded by millions of people and yet you don't talk to anyone and yet you don't know anybody's name. And so that just magnifies the feeling of loneliness. And you can have a similar or totally opposite experience of that in your own neighborhood. For example, my husband has been living in the same place for 2 years, but he only knows one of the neighbors and he's very nice. We get along just fine, and he watches after mocha sometimes. We lend him some sugar when he's making a cake and he doesn't have enough, so that's very nice. But I think that is something that I have to address more, and I'm gonna do from now on, is just saying hello to more neighbors, people that live around us. And it's not like I'm suddenly gonna become best friends with all the grannies in the neighborhood, although I totally could. It's just more about me leaving in the morning or coming back at night and seeing familiar face and having a name to put to it. You know, the world feels much less lonely when you know people surrounding you.
Sorry, my name is Alexa. I live here with my husband. We moved in like last year or 2 years ago, but I never got to say hello to you.
Oh, you walk
The dog, the poodle.
the dog, the poodle.
Yes. Very nice to meet you.
Whatever.
Bibi. Oh, Bibi, I love it. It's so easy. Nice to meet you. Bye bye.
Hi, are you friendly?
Very friendly.
This one, very happy.
Is it Shih Tzu?
Yeah, sure.
Very cute. So many doggies in the area.
Yeah, that's coyote around.
Oh yeah, we had coyote in our backyard the other night. Really? Daytime?
I saw one yesterday around like 9 a.m. on Valley Brink.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
just
don't
walking.
cry.
Like a pack or just one?
Just one, and he walked right by. He was like that far away.
They ate all the cats.
Usually cats. Oh, I have gas pepper spray. I'm so ready. Bye. Maybe I'm really lucky that my neighborhood is just so friendly. But I think in general, everyone craves human connections, genuine human connections. And starting off from your own surroundings, your own neighborhood, is like the most simple and easiest way. After getting to know Bibi, who lives right next door to us, the other day, her son and her grandson came over. They said hi to me as well. So suddenly the community, the village is growing. It's not just me and my husband alone or just me anymore. The roots are growing, and that's a beautiful thing. And we need more of that. I'm editing the video right now and I realized that I forgot to add something. I forgot to mention that why I think neighborhood is some of the places to look for new adult friendships. It's because it's an area that you share with people, but you also share common spaces. Cafes, yoga studios, restaurants, supermarkets. Those are people that live similar life area-wise to you, to me, to us. As an example, the other day I was in a Nextdoor app that is basically connecting you with the whole neighborhood, and there were two posts. One of it was a girl saying she just moved into the area and she's looking for new friendships, and the second post was of another girl who said she just became a mom and she's looking for another fellow moms to go on walks together with their newborn babies, which I thought was very sweet. But that just shows how approachable and effective neighborhood friendships are in adulthood life. Now, let me give you the most important tip. If there's just one thing that you can get out of this whole video, it would be this. Join scheduled groups and clubs of people that meet regularly to together do some sort of hobby that you all can enjoy together. Let me explain. This is probably one of the most natural, effortless way of making friends as adults, in my opinion. But a very important point of what I just said is regular. It can be a weekly thing, it can be a monthly thing. Consistency creates familiarity. And luckily these days it is so easy to find hobby groups on the internet. You all probably have heard of Meetup, and Meetup is one of my favorite way of finding new friends in new places. It doesn't have to be a meetup, but as an example, just Google any of your hobbies that you like or clubs in the city that you live in. There is literally a group, a club for anyone out there. I'm not even joking. There are meetup groups for guitar, language exchange, hiking, nomads, parkour, Capricorn only club, Dungeons and Dragons, medieval fights, lesbians visit museums, sausage dog lovers, bar hopping groups, and I came across even introverts unite group. I personally love board games, so it was almost obvious thing for me to join werewolf group. The Los Angeles werewolves group is very large, very dedicated, very regular. During these meetups, I have been meeting so many fantastic people, and from there we started meeting up for different game nights. One of the girls invited me for a volleyball game. One of the guys invited me tonight for a mahjong group in Chinatown, so that's gonna be fun. I also joined a book club from bookclubs.com. There were just so many options of book genres to pick from, and I was kind of torn between Morbidly Curious Club and Short Stories Club. I also joined my local church. I signed up for their volunteer program so then I can help at the coffee stand every Sunday, and it's such a great way to meet girls that are like-minded and around my age, and it's important that I meet them regularly so then I'm able to build what? Familiarity!
Exactly. Of course, it's great once you have an established friendship. I found one girl that I really vibed with, so we would go out together, we would do activities together, check out different cafes, and genuinely just hang out and enjoy each other's company. However, those group meetups take away the stress of making an effort to schedule something with people. It's already made for you, for everyone, right? Because everybody's already invited and everybody's there to do the thing that everybody enjoys doing. So that just takes a lot of the pressure off, and you just get to enjoy people's company and growing the relationships instead. So out of this whole video, if there's only one tip that you could get out of this, it would be join regular clubs, groups of people that enjoy doing the same thing as you do.
A third tip: look for people who are also looking for new friends. Throughout our lives, there always comes a moment where we're looking for new friends, whether it's like me, moving to a new country, or maybe just an old friend group doesn't serve you anymore and you need a new one. Maybe a life-changing event that makes you have a lot of internal change, and now you're looking for people that are going to match that change that happened within you. So whatever the reason is, there are always people looking for new friends. Everything that I've mentioned so far, it's more like you just go out there and like Pokemon, catch them all and see which one works for you. And that is a great strategy. But a third one would be to be a little bit more deliberate in your search. So like I mentioned, you start looking for people that are looking for you. A couple of weeks ago, I was on a Facebook group, Polish people in Los Angeles, and there was one girl who wrote a very general message. She just said something along the lines of, "Hi, I've been living in Los Angeles for 2 years, and I realized I still don't have any Polish friends. Are there any girls willing to grab a coffee with me?" When you clicked on the comment section, there was more than a dozen of comments of Polish girls in Los Angeles, not just willing, but being super excited to meet up with her for coffee. And of course, I was one of the girls, and because of the great interest and how many messages she got, she decided to create Polish Girls in LA group. Then they met for picnic, which I couldn't attend. Then there was a grill at like a rooftop deck of her apartment, so we all came just to grill some sausages and hang out. We also did Love is Blind Polish edition screening together, and none of this would happen if she wasn't the first one to reach out on that Facebook group forum and just say out loud, "Hey, I'm looking for friends." It is so bold of her and cool, and I really appreciate people like that. So sometimes it's just this easy, looking online, whether it's a dating friends app, Bumble, or forums, Reddit groups, just looking for people that are deliberately also looking for you. And the last tip is probably closest to my heart. This advice came to me from somebody that I used to date in the past. 10 years ago, I had a partner, and together with him, I moved from Japan to Hawaii. And it was a great adventure. I loved every second of it. But I remember one day complaining to him about how I go out and I meet all these people, all these great girls, funny dudes, and they all say, "Let's hang out, let's grab coffee together, blah blah blah," the usual thing, that no one ever actually invites me to things. Meaning, I see that they're having a birthday party or they're having a hangout, but they don't tell me about it. They don't reach out, they don't let me know, or just straight up invite me. I remember how butthurt I was about it, how sad and miserable and pathetic I was telling him this, and I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. He looked at me straight in the eyes and he said, "Well, did you invite them?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, have you reached out to them? Have you invited them for anything?" I was like, "Huh." I mean, he's not wrong. I expected them to reach out to me when they're doing something, but not once I let them know what I was doing, or if they wanted to just come out and hang out. Pretty hypocritical of me, huh? I wanted to be invited, but I didn't invite anyone to anything. That question he asked me was so simple, but so enlightening. When you already have an established group, it kind of comes naturally, right? But when you're starting out fresh in a new place with new people, it doesn't come as naturally or as effortless as it would with your natural group of friends. And then after Hawaii, we went back to Japan and I was back with my friends. So I think somewhere along the lines, I just forgot how to do it again. And so now, here on the search of new friends in Los Angeles, I came across this girl on Facebook group who was the first one to reach out and invite people. And she does it now. Every couple of weeks, she invites our group, she organizes something, and I appreciate it so much. Then there is this guy from Werewolves. Shout out to you, Ricky. Last time we hang out, I straight up pulled him to the side and I said, you know what, Ricky? I really appreciate you for doing what you do. You are the organizer, you always reaching out to people, and I really, really appreciate it because I know it's not always the easiest to be the one. Also, on a side note, he told me that whenever he texts people on a group chat about a hangout or event, hardly anyone replies. But he says, if I write about the same thing, about the same hangout and event to every single person separately, suddenly almost everyone can or want to hang out. So that was kind of interesting. How if it's a group thing, if you just shout out to everyone, not many people respond, but when it's a deliberate, hey, you, do you want to hang out? Suddenly people are down. So even him being a serial inviter, he had that kind of observation, which I thought was very interesting. It's been 2 months since I started this challenge experiment, and I can say that some days it was very easy. Some days when I didn't feel like it, I pushed myself to go out and talk to people. Which also, a funny thing is that so often we're lazy being at home and we don't feel like hanging out, but when we push it through and we actually do go out, we almost always end up not regretting it, and it turns out to be so much fun. So that's another thing that I think I learned in this. I met wonderful people. I definitely am starting to have acquaintances here and there. No one that I can 100% call like best friend yet or anything like that, but of course that takes time. There are definitely girls that I grew closer with and I see myself seeing more and more in the future. Even now that I got to talk to some of my neighbors, walking a dog feels so much more pleasant. The other day I was talking over the fence to Bibi, the elderly neighbor who lives next to us, and she was so sweet, telling me about how when avocado harvest comes up, I should send my husband to climb the roof and get as many avocados as we want because she has way too many. And then she gave me a rose from her garden, which was the sweetest thing. And this wonderful neighborly love wouldn't happen if I didn't finally just walk up to her and said hello. Because I didn't. For 2 years I've seen her around and I didn't. And I finally did, and I'm so happy about that.
It's me from the future again, and I realized that I forgot to mention one thing. It's not really a tip, it's more like a little bonus thing to think about, a little reminder to you, to myself, I think to everyone, that when we're reaching out to people, there are gonna be times, especially as adults, when we just don't get a reply or we're getting straight up ghosted. And I know how much it sucks. Whenever it happens to me, I don't enjoy it, obviously. I don't think anybody does. But I think it's important to remind ourselves, and I do it constantly, is that 50% of the time is really not personal. People are just really truthfully too busy with their lives. Maybe they just don't have the mental, emotional bandwagon. Maybe they just don't have the bandwagon to just deal with more new people at the moment. Not able to invest in relationships at the moment, and that's okay. It's not personal. It happens. The other 50%, however, it is personal. Sometimes people just don't really care about being our friends, and that's fine too. You can be the sweetest peach in a basket, and yet there are people that just don't like peaches, and that's also okay. Even if it's personal, it's okay. We just gotta move on and look for people that do like peaches or apples or watermelons or whatever you are. It also goes both ways, right? When we don't really enjoy certain type of people, it's not like we hold it against them. It's just we move on and we look for people that are more aligned with us, right? So whether it's not personal or personal, it's okay. It's fine. And I think this is what I wanted this reminder to be, because I think when we are younger, we don't think about it as much, but the older we get, the more we get into our heads, maybe. But I think sometimes that is what is holding back adults from trying to reach out to people to find new friendships.
I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Let me know in the comments below if any of these tips were of use for you, if you even needed them, maybe not. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions of what kind of content would you like me to make or what you would like me to talk about, because I want to stick around here. I want to hang out with you more. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe, you know, all that jazz. And yeah, hang out with me more because I'll be here. Bye!